Well, hello and welcome to my latest video. Slight change of tack today and slight change of tone. Yesterday I was the victim of a telephone banking fraud scam. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about it, but I also wanted to tell you about how it made me feel. And I don't want to give you too many details, but the basic outline is I was lying on the sofa watching the World Championships, Remco Evenepoel winning. Slight plot spoiler there. And I had a phone call from somebody claiming to be from the fraud department of my bank. And they said that somebody had attempted to set up a standing order and they were contacted me to sort this out. Now, I was suspicious. Yes, I was very suspicious. Went through a whole load of questions and the person was very persuasive, very convincing. Now I should say that my wife was sitting on the other sofa and she said to me, "It's a scam, hang up." And I said, no, it's not a scam, I'm on top of this. And basically they lulled me into thinking that in stopping this supposed fraud, which I thought I was doing, what I was actually doing was enabling another fraud. So it was very clever, although I should reiterate my wife saw through it straight away and I did not. Anyway, they cleaned out my bank account, largely, not entirely my own fault, but they were very clever, very persuasive, answered all my questions. I thought I did everything that I should have done, but I say, my wife knew better. And I realised it straight away. I managed to get onto my bank and I managed to halt the transaction. And although the money had left my account, I managed to get the money back into my account. So in that sense, all's well that ends well. But when it happened, I was in a panic. I won't deny that. I was in I think a funk perhaps explains it. I was deeply upset. I was deeply ashamed. I was deeply embarrassed and I was deeply annoyed with myself, although not quite as annoyed as my wife was. But the thing about it is, I think I'm quite a clever guy, I think I'm arrogant enough to think I'm quite smart, I'm quite bright, I'm not gonna fall for an email from Nigeria saying somebody's uncle has died and left them $10 million in account that with my assistance they'll be able to access. I don't fall for those scams, and I've been a little bit sniffy and pretty critical, and probably had a certain amount of amusement at people who have fallen for these scams and these unfortunate ladies who are victim to kind of love rat scams, and they give all their money to somebody they think is going to spend the rest of their life with them, and it turns out that their life savings are gone. I've done my share of scoffing at the gullibility and stupidity of the general population, and yet I fell for it. Yes, folks, I was that idiot. I was that gullible fool. I was that numpty who couldn't see through an obvious scam and a fraud, and it's really knocked my confidence. Now, it hasn't knocked my confidence so that all you scammers out there can now phone me because I'm going to fall for it. Not in that sense. What it makes, as many of you know, watch my videos, I'm 66, and I think I'm quite a fit 66. I do a lot of cycling. I think I'm quite on top of things. I think I'm reasonably bright. I haven't yet experienced early onset dementia, and one of the joys of being 66 is I think I'm probably too old now to experience early onset dementia. But I fell for it. I fell for it hook, line and sinker, and I didn't think it would ever happen to me. So I suppose the message that I want to get across in this video, apart from please listen to your wife or your husband or your spouse or your partner, whoever it is, if you get a phone call and they say it's a scam, don't say I know better. Agree with them, it's a scam, and hang up. But the other thing is, don't fall into the trap that I fell into of thinking that I'm too smart to get scammed, because I wasn't, and you're not, and I was, and you could be. And if this video saves, it doesn't have to be a 66-year-old tapping on the door of frailty and elderliness. It can be any age who are victims of scams. If there's one message that I have, it's it can and it will happen to you, and be on your guard, be wary, and never be so arrogant to think that because you're sharp, it won't happen to you. Because, my friends, it happened to Julian. Thanks for watching. See you next time.